Right, pork and leek pie. I've got the ingredients for the filling here. I'm going to quickly mix them together. The filling's got to be ready by the time you make the pastry, because you've got to work very quickly with pork pie pastry. You've got to work with it while it's warm. Once it goes cold, it cracks. So I've got to make sure this filling is ready to go in. So I've got here 12 ounces of minced pork, lean pork, and 3 ounces of very finely chopped leek, a teaspoonful of pepper, and a teaspoonful of salt. Now I'm going to work these together with my hand till they're all mixed, and then next we're going to make the pastry. So that's the filling done. In the bowl I've got 8 ounces of plain flour and half a teaspoonful of salt. Mix those together. I've greased a loaf tin and just put some baking parchment in the bottom and up the sides, just for ease of getting the pie out of the tin. In the pan I've got 4 fluid ounces of water and 3 ounces of lard. We're going to bring these to a boil. Right, the lard and the water are boiling now, so I've got to mix this very, very quickly. I've got to work with this while it's warm, because once it goes cold, it won't. It'll crack and go dry. So I'm going to pop it quickly into a polythene bag, and then we'll mould it to fit the tin. In fact, I won't bother. I'll just take a quarter of it off and put that in the polythene bag. That's for the lid. And I'm going to put that on top of the oven, keep it warm. So what we want now is a piece of pastry that will fit this tin. Pop it in the bottom. I want it to come up the sides. A little bit more over this side. Just pressing it down with my knuckles into the base. And as you press it down in the base, it sort of gives you more to come up the sides of the pie. This is the warmest my hands have been all day. To try and get it even thickness all the way around. So that seems about right now. Just put a little bit there, it's a little bit thin. I'm going to put the filling in and press it down. It needs to be packed down tightly. I've got the oven set at 200 centigrade, which is a roughly gas mark 6, 400 Fahrenheit. So that's the filling in. So I've got to get the lid on now while it's still warm. Right, so I'm going to just pinch the edges of the pie together. Making sure all the filling is tightly enclosed. Hole there, we'll get rid of that. So I'm going to make 2 or 3 holes in the lid, because later when it's baked we're going to pour in some stock and gelatine, which is what makes the lovely jelly you get in pork pies. So I'm going to pop that in the oven now. I'm going to bake it for 20 minutes and then I'm going to reduce the heat. Right, the pie's had half an hour now at 200, gas 6, 400 Fahrenheit. So I've turned the oven down now to 180, 350 Fahrenheit, gas 4. So it's going back in now for about an hour and a half or an hour and a quarter. If it gets too dark within this time, I shall cover it in foil and carry on that way. Right, this is the pork and leek pie. Halfway through the cooking I did brush the top with beaten egg and I covered it with foil. So it's been cooking in total, an hour and a half. And when it goes cool, I'm going to stick the funnel in there in each hole, and I'm going to pour in 1/4 pint of stock, in which I've dissolved half a teaspoonful of gelatine. So we have to wait for the pie to go absolutely cold before we do that. So I wish you could smell this. It smells fantastic, so I'm looking forward to trying that over the holidays. So if you want to have a go at that, maybe for a buffet or a party for New Year's Eve, there you go, pork and leek pie. Have a nice Christmas. See you later. Bye.